Airport staff kicked out Mahira O'Neal, but regretted it when her father, Big Shaq, showed up. A cloudless morning stretched over Los Angeles International Airport, where travelers hurried through the terminals, rolling suitcases behind them and clutching their coffee cups. Among them was 17-year-old Mahira O'Neal, striding with confidence as she stepped out of a sleek black SUV. Known for her towering height and determined walk, Mahira wore track pants, a hoodie, and sneakers, a simple look, but her presence carried quiet strength, something she inherited from her legendary father, Shaquille O'Neal. Yet, in the hustle and bustle of the airport crowd, few took notice of who she was. Her destination? Chicago, for a youth basketball camp, a chance to prove her talent, to show the world she was more than just Shaq's daughter. Clutching her ticket and passport, she shook off the nerves and entered the terminal. Trouble at check-in. The check-in line was short, a relief. Behind the counter stood a bored-looking agent named Tina, who checked the time impatiently as Mahira approached. Sliding over her documents, Mahira waited. Tina barely glanced at them before eyeing her up and down, gaze lingering on her casual clothes and tall frame. "Where to?" she asked, voice flat. "Chicago," Mahira answered calmly. "One bag to check." Mahira nodded. But instead of processing it, Tina frowned, squinting at the ticket. "This is a business-class seat," she stated, her tone skeptical. "That's right," Mahira replied, unfazed. Tina's eyebrows lifted. "You sure about that?" She gave Mahira a slow, pointed once-over. "These seats are expensive, you know." Mahira's shoulders stiffened, but she forced a polite smile. "I know. It's mine." Still unconvinced, Tina sighed. "We can't just let anyone claim business class." "Let me see your ID again." Mahira silently handed over her driver's license. Tina examined it for way too long, then finally huffed.
"Fine.
"It checks out." She shoved the boarding pass across the counter. "Gate C-22. Boarding in an hour." Mahira's face burned with frustration. She could feel the condescension, but she took a deep breath, deciding to let it go. With her bag checked, she moved toward security, unaware that the worst was yet to come.
Unfair scrutiny at TSA.
The security lines seemed normal. Families, business travelers glued to their phones. Nothing unusual. Mahira placed her backpack into a bin and stepped forward. Halfway through the scanner, a TSA officer's voice cut through the air. "Ma'am, step aside. Additional screening required." Mahira frowned but complied. "Is something wrong?" "Just a random check," the officer replied, but the way his eyes flickered over her, the doubt in his tone, it was clear. Another agent appeared, digging through her bag. Out came her sneakers, jersey, notebook, basketball gear. The officer half smirked. "What's all this?" "Basketball gear. I'm going to a camp," she explained, voice steady. The agent nodded, still unsmiling. "Next time, arrive earlier. This might take a while." Mahira's chest tightened with frustration. 20 minutes of unnecessary searching, swiping for explosives. For what? Biting back annoyance, she grabbed her bag and phone, telling herself to stay calm. Just as she neared her gate, a buzz from her phone caught her eye. A text from her father, Shaq. "How's it going, baby girl? Need anything?" She hesitated before typing back. "All good, Dad. Thanks." No need to worry him. She wanted to handle this alone. But then, as she approached gate C-22, she realized her troubles weren't over. Denied boarding? A cluster of airline staff stood near the gate, led by a supervisor in a blazer, his name tag reading Charles. As soon as he spotted her, his expression shifted. Arms crossed, he strode forward. "Excuse me, Mississippi." His tone was stiff. "We've been informed that your seat may have been issued incorrectly. May I see your boarding pass?" Mahira handed it over, baffled. Charles examined it, frowning. "Business class?" His eyes flicked to her outfit. "That's unusual for someone your age." Mahira kept her voice even. "I'm traveling alone. My father bought the ticket." She hesitated, reluctant to name-drop her dad. But at this point, what choice did she have? Charles shrugged dismissively. The system flagged it. We can't let you board until we verify payment details.
What?
Mahira's patience snapped. Flagged it? What does that even mean? I paid for this. I have the confirmation email. Charles held up a hand. We need more than your word. He turned to another agent. Take her to the side. Mahira's pulse pounded as they led her to a quiet corner near a coffee kiosk, demanding her credit card, flight details, and matching ID. Her cheeks burned as passers-by stared. When she showed her phone, Charles's expression twisted into a smirk. And whose name is on the card? Mahira inhaled sharply. Shaquille O'Neal. He's my father. Charles blinked, then scoffed. Oh, so now you're claiming to be Shaq's daughter? Nice try.
Mahira stared, stunned.
I'm not claiming anything. It's the truth. Charles shook his head. Kids these days. Look, we're voiding your ticket. If it's real, let the cardholder come down here himself. That was the final straw. The agent grabbed her arm, guiding her toward the terminal exit. Mahira's eyes stung, but she refused to let them see her cry. With shaking hands, she pulled out her phone and dialed. Her dad answered instantly. Dad, they're kicking me out. They think my ticket's fake. Silence, then Shaq's deep voice, sharp with anger. What? I'm on my way. Stay put. Mahira exhaled shakily. They're forcing me outside, near baggage claim. Please hurry. The call ended. Minutes later, a black SUV screeched to a stop. The door swung open, and out stepped Shaquille O'Neal.